All right. Well, as I get ready to lay myself down after working, uh, I, I don't rest. I lay down and I think. You know what I'm saying? I work on my thought process about reprogramming or deprogramming in this sense, is because I be looking at the news as well as a lot of folks, man, depending on your subject content, whether you like to believe it or not. You hear a lot of people talk about that's racist, there's racist cop, and you hear these trigger words like racist, or better yet, hatred, uh, blacks, whites, crime, black on black crime. You hear these things, man. Yeah, and how can I say this? If you don't get it, you just don't get it. And all praises to the Most High for those out in the world that actually get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about this little bit of piece of information. You do know that calling yourself black or calling yourself white is not the truth, right? I mean, you can create, or you can say you create anything you want. You know what I mean? It's America, man. It's the land of the free, home of the brave. If you can't make it past the lie of being a color called black or white, then you're definitely gonna have an issue with the land of the free and home of the brave. You know what I'm saying? Who was here before they got there? Those people they call themselves free and brave. You know what I'm saying? Who are those people that they call black or white that were here? That what would they call themselves, man? And it might seem a little redundant, like I'm speaking on I'm kicking a dead horse. It's still got a heartbeat. I'm trying to stomp it out of it because I don't see why anybody in this country has an issue with the issues of this place. If you don't understand that the issues that are put on are basically the construct of this nation, and that's just point blank period, man. I mean, okay, let me cut that. You know what I'm saying? I sliced it wide open. You have to go to the EMS for that. But let's take it to the what do they call that shit? The the quick clinic nurse place. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't drive all the way to the hospital. But what do they do for you? They patch you up and they tell you it's gonna be all right. Shoot you with some needles and drugs and tell you okay. And you're grateful for them if you're hurting. But here's how this goes: if you're going to a place to be healed, and a part of you being healed is actually gonna have an effect to kill you. Okay, let me give you a heads up, people. Just because somebody says that you're the color of a piece of coal or the color of a cloud, look at your skin right now. Do you see any of that? No. And you don't hear anything about race. But I kid you not, man, this place is built on confusion. It makes no sense to try to make sense of something that you know from the beginning has no sense and is full of errors. That's America. America has literally, I mean, how dissident can you be? America. It wasn't some dude called America. Came over here with some people that just decided to call it that. You know what I'm saying? But, the people that were living here before the so-called quote-unquote Americans got here, well, they were doing just fine. But now if you look around, all you see is destruction, people going crazy, shooting anybody, throwing firebombs on them and shit, man. Protesting something that's happening in another land, for God's sakes. Alright. But we're free here? Okay. I mean, I'm saying it's just one of those things, man. People just don't take into consideration at all. They'd rather live in a fantasy of what life really isn't and say that that's what it is. And you could give a person all the base information that they can literally look up themselves. And these are the same people that say they believe in the Most High God, Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? And His Son, Yahweh Shai, Christ, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Anything you try to tell a person about the truth when they're still stuck on the facade, you ask the next person that came from church that you don't see it, you see and say, hey man, what was your word today? They're going to say, I think it was something like, you think it was something like, you were so busy letting somebody read it to you, you had one sitting right there in the pew in front of you. But that wouldn't do no good because you say yourself you can't understand it. So how can you let another country tell you that you're free or brave? But if you buy some land, you can't take none of that with you when you're dead. But they can take it from you if you're alive, if you don't pay them taxes for the land that they stole from somebody else and ran them off of. Yeah. Anyway, as you ready to go to bed, it's 4:16. And it's just like, exercise mentally and say to myself, racist. Yeah. If you still call yourself a color, black or white, you have to be racist. If you still over there considering that this land wasn't somebody else's and you're wanting to build because your forefathers came over and took it. Why? Because they couldn't stay on their own? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? And these people take everything. Everything that they never worked for, everything that they didn't learn through his righteousness. I mean, this is what it says. That's ridiculous, so as I go, just want to let y'all know. In the day when you figure that, well, I kid you not, we can talk. Because as the progression of time goes, you're going to be mad when you start figuring out that everything you've been told, everything you've been taught, everything you've been shown wasn't really what it was. You're saying the people that are in this land do not and are to be here. Their foot stayeth not in their own house. So, you're racist. But if you stop and consider the fact that you're not the color of black or white, then you start questioning. If you don't question it, that must mean you're the enemy. And I would hope that not to be. I'm out.